What is up, guys and girls? It is SnakeMCGaming here. Finally, after all the debacle and the hassle that was the 1.6 update with Minecraft, I'm proud and happy and ecstatic to bring you guys the return of the best series on my channel, apparently, because there's only 3 videos and 2 of them have the most views on my entire channel. But whatever, I'm not complaining, because that's awesome. Thanks for viewing, thanks for liking. Anyway, it is time for It's Modding Time! Yes, sirree, Bob. I finally got Forge working. Finally found a mod that is available for 1.6.2 and Forge. I do not have enough items yet to show you guys the crafting recipe, so I had to do it the old school way with chests, you know what I'm saying? Which sucks, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so today we have I want to get the exact title of the mod right, and I forgot to write it down. MusicCraft 2, apparently. This is apparently the second MusicCraft there's ever been. And it is made by a man named, or the mod creators, basically his name is KTOS94852. I have no idea if that's how you actually say his name, but that's what it looks like. KTOS or KTOS, one of the two. KTOS94852. The link to the mod will be in the description, so obviously, you know, you'll be able to figure out, and if you want to message him, you can message him there. Alright, so MusicCraft adds, well, music to Minecraft. Not like the music you would think, obviously, because we have instruments here. You see we got pianos and violins and saxophones and trumpets and guitars over, oh, I don't have Optifine on, sorry, and guitars over there and drum sets over here. Alright, so I'm going to go over the crafting recipes and how to play these things. So let's start. It may or may not be a long video. Now, there's a few things you need before you can use a piano. And I'm going to start with the pianos because they're the easiest to play. And I just lagged for a second, but that's okay. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so the first few things you need. First, you need string, and you need cast iron to begin crafting your pianos. So, and you actually need string and cast iron. Sorry about that. Anyway, you actually need string and cast iron for nearly every single one of these builds. So, yeah, that's basically, you literally need string and cast iron or something that you really need. But thankfully, the modding recipe, or the recipe for the mod, isn't that, or for the cast iron and string, isn't that bad. Now, before we go there, I want you to notice, this mod also adds one thing to the mod. If you open it up, you see, oh look, we have 1 out of 2 pages. So if you click this page right here, you'll see the little MusicCraft tab. And this is only in creative mode, obviously. So you click that, and it has everything to do with the MusicCraft mod inside of here. So, you know, you can get all your components if you want for some reason, but it's literally every single component in MusicCraft. And then you can literally just take things, place them down, and then use them like that. So I think that's pretty cool. He added a whole new GUI, because a lot of mods will just add it to the list and not necessarily have its own little section of it. So anyway, let's move on with the string and the cast iron. So in order to craft string, you literally just need to take 3 iron, place them in a row as you would like a pressure plate with smooth stone. You just place them 3 in a row. I don't know if you can put them on the bottom, so I just put them in the middle. I did exactly what the picture said. I'm sure it's interchangeable. I don't know. But then you get string. In order to get cast iron, you take a piece of iron and a piece of coal and put it there. So, you know, not that expensive. You know, so it's not that bad. Most of these things are not that expensive to create, which is also a good thing if you want to have, you know, cool looking instrument like type furniture in a survival world, or like if you're playing a modded survival thing. Alright, let's move on. Now the next thing you're going to need, and this is specifically for pianos, is the cast iron plate. So in order to get a cast iron plate, you have to have 6 cast iron and 3 string. You take the 6 cast iron, put 3 on top, 3 on the bottom, and put the string straight through the middle. You get yourself a cast iron plate. And give me 1 second here. My sound is all the way down on 4, and I just don't like how low that is. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a runny nose. Alright, so let's move on to the pedal. Now the pedal is not necessary for the small piano. However, the pedal is necessary for the normal size piano and the grand piano. So, alright, so the pedal is simply made by taking 3 iron ingots and putting them in the bottom of your crafting grid in a row like so, and you get 1 pedal. So once again, that one is a tad bit more expensive, but not so much so that it's impossible to consider. But it's definitely one of the more expensive items in this mod. Alright, so now here we are, the small piano. And you're probably wondering what the crafting recipe for it. Well, this one has probably got the easiest crafting recipe out of the other 2 pianos. So let's open this up. You take your cast iron plate, you put it in the middle, you take 8 blocks of wood, and I believe you can use any type of wood, and you just surround it like you would do if you were making a chest. And it pops out a small piano. And this is what the small piano looks like in your inventory. This is what the small piano looks like when you hold it, but when you place it, it pops out a small piano. Alright, so let's put that back, and let's go to the crafting recipe for the normal size piano. Now, in order to make the normal size piano, you need to have already crafted a small piano. You take the small piano, you put it right in the middle of your crafting grid, you take 3 of the pedals, you put them across the bottom like that, then you take 2 cast irons on the side and 3 woods on the top, and you get yourself a pedal, a regular piano. I guess it's just called piano in this, and this is small piano. And this is the differences of them. Basically, the regular piano has more details, and then a golden thing on the side of it, or on the bottom of it, I mean. And now let's move on to the grand piano. Easily the best looking piano, in my opinion, in this mod. However, probably not quite the easiest to place, as the small piano it takes up only 1 by 1 block, and the regular size piano only takes up a 4 by 1 block, so, or 4 by 1. I think it's 4 by 1 area. Yeah, I guess that's what it would be, because it's 1 block, like, wide, but 4 blocks. That, you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. You're not stupid, and I'm just being dumb. But however, this one, this bad boy, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a 4 by 4 block radius, so you'd have to definitely know radius. But look at the detail on this, though. It's definitely the best looking, in my opinion. There's massive detail. I don't know if these work in any particular texture pack, so, you know what? We'll test that at the end. And we'll go on, because I do have a, I believe I have a texture pack. Yes, I have Sphax, which is my favorite texture pack besides default. Alright, so here's the crafting recipe for the grand piano. So the crafting recipe for the grand piano is definitely way different. You need to get that cast iron plate again in order to do it. And this is the only other piano you can craft without the use of one of the smaller pianos. You take the cast iron plate, you pop it in the middle, you put 2 cast irons on the side, 3 pedals down across the bottom, 2 2 pieces of log or wood on the top 2 corners, and a piece of a black ink sac in the middle, and you get yourself a grand piano. And this is what it looks like on your items, and this is what it looks like on the holding it. And I decided to show you guys that stuff because, you know, sometimes it looks different. Alright, let's move on to... You know what? I'm going to save... Oh, hold on. Not done. Alright, sorry. I had to show you guys how to play the pianos. Now, the pianos is the simplest, or one of the simplest. This one and those are the simplest to play in this. You simply right-click the piano, and you get these keys. And each piano has a different number of keys. If you look over here, this one only has 1 row from C to, I think that's either C sharp or C flat, I don't know. But basically, the bottom portion is the white keys and the top portion is the black keys. And then this one has slightly more coming all the way down here. And then this one, obviously being the grand piano, has the most things. Now, you can play it one of two ways. You can click. And I mean, let me go ahead and I'm going to turn up the volume for a second. I'm going to turn it up to 50 so you guys can hear it really well. And you can play it like this. And I'm not going to pretend to be a really good piano player. I don't even know what half of these things mean. But you can also play it with your keyboard on, if you notice. See, now you notice when you turn keyboard on, it puts little letters across the tops of every single key. You have Q, 2, W3, E, R5, and so on and so forth. And now you can, if you listen, yeah, I don't know what I'm playing, but I'm playing with the keyboard. I'm tapping the keyboard as hard as I can so you guys hear it. But basically, yeah, I hope I'm not blowing your eardrums out with that, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is how you play the piano, and let's go ahead and turn my volume back down to 15. All right. Scusi. Alright, so now this is the recipe. Alright, okay, here we go. So next we're going to show you guys the violin, the saxophone, and the stand. Now the only way to have access to these instruments is by crafting the things needed for these instruments. You need to craft a stand for it, and then the actual item itself. You cannot play it without the stand, basically. So let's go with the violin. Now, the first thing you need for the violin, obviously, is the violin peg box, which is basically, the tip of the violin where you twist the pegs. Very simple crafting recipe: 3 pieces of wood planks down the middle, and then 4 peg heads around the side. And you know what I realized? I forgot I put the peg heads up here with the guitar, because I was going to go to these first, and then I changed my mind. So this is how you create a peg head. You take 2 cast irons and you put them on the side of your crafting grid in the middle, like so, and it creates a peg head. Alright, sorry about that little mix-up. I changed the order of things on the fly, and that's how things get messed up. Alright, so now you need... So you get the pie... No, so you... Blah! Excuse me, got tongue-tied. Alright, so you have the wood planks here, and then the peg heads on the side, representing the peg heads on the violin thing. This is what it looks like in your GUI. It looks like a violin peg head to me. Alright, let's put that back. And then you need, of course, to craft the violin neck. Now, in order to craft the violin neck, you need 2 pieces of ink on either side of a row of 3 string down the middle, and then 4 wood planks on either corner. And so let's take this out. That's what it looks like in your thing, and this is what it looks like when you're holding just the strings. And you can kind of I always like mods or items in period in Minecraft where you can kind of see every single element where it's sort of represented in the crafting grid. Like you got the wood on top, and then you got the black inks on the side, and then the white string part down the middle. It kind of represents what's in this crafting grid. I really like that. I don't know why. It's just a fun little thing for me. Alright, so then after, of course, you need the violin body. So you take the violin, you take the violin, what the hell's wrong with me? So you take wood planks, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and you put 4 up on the top in a T shape, kind of like a, oh, look, it's raining. Hang on 1 second. Toggle downfall. Alright, so you take the wood planks, you kind of do it like an enchantment table, only upside down, and then you put 2 more at the bottom 2 corners, and then a piece of iron underneath, and you get the violin body. This is what it looks like in your screen, and this is what it looks like when you hold it. Not very attractive. Alright, and then now finally, for the violin stand, you need basically peg heads, and you just put them in a I shape in your crafting grid, and you get the violin stand. Here's what it looks like. Not very attractive in your hand, but it looks way better over there. Alright, now, you need a little more. Now, in order to craft the violin on the stand, it's very simple. You take all 3 components of the violin, the peg head, the neck, and the body, you put it to the very side of the crafting grid like this. Then you take the saxophone stand, you place it in the middle bottom, and you get the violin with the saxophone stand, and that's what it looks like in your hand. Alright, now before I can actually show you how to play this, you need one more thing for this. Obviously, you can't play a violin with your hands. You need the violin bow. So, we're going to take, in order to make a violin bow, you need string, stick, 2 string, 2 sticks, and a cast iron. So you put the cast iron in the bottom left corner. You take 2 sticks, you put them in the middle and in the top right corner, and then underneath both of the sticks, you put 2 pieces of string, and you get yourself a violin bow. And I'm going to take that with me, please. This is what it looks like in your GUI. Now, in order to pick up something from any of these stands, there are stands over there as well with the guitars. You just simply come up to it, right-click the top of it, and now I'm holding it. And then you whip out your violin bow, left-click, and it opens up the GUI for a violin. So let's go ahead and click it. Now, one sad thing I'm noticing about playing this mod is that you can't hold the note. That's as long as it'll go. I held it down for as long as possible. And I think I'm just going to keep the volume on this because I can hear it pretty well in my headphones, so you guys can probably hear it even better at home. But what's cool about this one is that you can actually play it with your keyboard as well. So let's W-lady-dee-dee-dee. Oh, hold on. Now I'm playing it with a number pad right now, but some of this is either a little broken or I'm just tripping. I don't know. So I think if I remember correctly, there was something on the forum that says that the keypad or the keyboard configuration isn't totally. Sorry about that, guys. I totally accidentally minimized my screen and it stopped the recording for a second. Anyway, like I was saying, I remember on the forum saying something about the keyboard configuration not working 100% the way that they want it. So they recommend you play it with just your mouse, tapping on the buttons. And I feel like they did a decent enough job representing it. Now, look, you notice that it's a little glitchy. Like if you look in a certain direction, it disappears and stuff. But for the most part, you walk around with it. Let me show you what I look like with holding it. It actually doesn't show it on me. Does it show you in F5 mode? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it shows it to you right on your neck. So that's pretty cool looking. I like that. All right. So now let's go on back, and we're gonna go ahead and put that back, and we're gonna go ahead and put this back as well. All right. So now we're moving on to, I believe this is the trumpet. No, I'm sorry, the saxophone. So for the saxophone, it's actually very easy to craft. You take this is a little expensive, and you need to travel to the Nether for it. Well, not necessarily. I forgot you can get gold nuggets with these. You take 3 gold ingots, put 2 on the bottom left corner and 1 right above it, 1 in the top right corner, and then 3 gold nuggets down the middle, and 1 gold nugget to the right of the middle of that. And then you have the saxophone, really ugly looking in the early stage before the build is complete. However, it looks better over there, obviously. Alright, and then in order to make the saxophone stand, you need to make a trumpet stand and a cast iron. I will show you how to make a trumpet stand when we go to the trumpet. And then it comes a saxophone stand. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to come over here. You cannot pick up the instrument by right-clicking on the stand. You have to right-click on the upper. Oops, sorry. You have to right-click on the upper hitbox right here, and then it'll pick it up. And you notice you have a again, looking in certain directions for some reason. You can't actually see it, but whatever. I wonder if it's like the way you picked it up or something. So it's a little glitchy, but it's fucking music in Minecraft. It's awesome. So now this one comes with its own number key to open up. In order to open up the saxophone GUI, you simply press the H key. And simple, once again, you can play it with the keyboard. This one seems a little bit more done than some of the other ones. I remember that note very well. I was in band for like, I don't know, like a year in intermediate school. We have intermediate school here down here in Tejas. So anyway, but I played the saxophone because I thought it was the coolest instrument in band or whatever. Idiot me, didn't go for the drums, but whatever. Anyway. Oh no, I thought I was gonna be a big saxophone player. But so that's a saxophone. That's a saxophone, and I'm not a music player, so there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to play any kind of actual song and make it sound good. I'm just showing you it makes noise. All right, so let's put the saxophone up. Now the crafting recipe for this is very simple, and I sure you assumed. Take a saxophone stand, put a saxophone on top of it in the crafting grid. You got yourself saxophone with stand. All right, now for the trumpet. The trumpet. Now, and we need the trumpet stand, remember, for the saxophone. So we'll start with the trumpet stand. Take 4 cast iron, put them in like this. Kind of make the trumpet stand shape and just boom like a upside down Y, basically. And then in order to craft the trumpet, you need 4 golden ingots. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this order. 3 down the middle, 1 underneath the leftmost one, and then 3 golden nuggets at the top. You get yourself the trumpet. And then, of course, same crafting recipe to craft the actual playable instrument, trumpet stand at the bottom, and a trumpet on the top. Take the trumpet, and the this time the GUI for opening up the trumpet is N. You get all your notes. And then you can play it with the keyboard as well, if you so choose. I'm also going to go ahead, I forgot to go into F5 mode for this, but this is what you look like. Oh, that's too funny. I like it. Alright, let's put the trumpet back, and then we're going to go ahead and go pick up the I can pick it up from here. And then this is what you look like with the saxophone. Okay, there we go. That looks redonkulous too. You can't even hold it. That's weird. I love it. Alright. Alright, now moving on to what I think is the coolest part of this build, although the pianos was pretty cool too. We're going to the drums and the guitar set. We're going to start with the drums first, because the guitars have the most crafting recipes, and it's the most complicated. Now, in order to have drums, you need to do a few things. You have a couple of crafting recipes. Oh. That's the wrong one. Okay, we're just gonna... yeah. Woo! Alright, so in order to craft the drums, you need certain items, obviously, just like you need certain items for everything. However, first, let's go over this. There are 4 different drum sets. None of them change the sound of the drums, I promise you. But they come in 4 different colors. They come in black, they come in red, yellow, and green. So that's cool. And bear in mind, they take up a 4x4 block radius. So keep that in mind when you build them and place them in your houses. But they look really cool. I mean, they basically look like what one would imagine drums look like in Minecraft, which is, you know, obviously what we want. So let's move on to the items you need to craft the drum set. You obviously need a cymbal and a cymbal mount. Those are kind of important. So this is how you make the cymbal mount. You take 2 pieces of iron, stack them on top of each other in the right corner of, or no, I'm sorry, the bottom left corner of the crafting grid. You put one down and then one right above it. It comes out with a cymbal mount. In order to craft the cymbal, this one's a little complicated. This is your crafting grid area, the area that is being highlighted on your screen right now. So you make this sort of rotated W shape with your ingots. Basically, one in the bottom left corner, one right next to it, one right above that one right next to that one, and then one right above that one. You get yourself a cymbal. Move, pig. Alright, now you need a to craft your drums. Now you can craft all sorts of different colors of drums. You need multiple of these to craft one set. But in order to craft them, this is the basic crafting recipe. You need leather on top, three pieces of leather on top. You need 4 iron ingots, 2 on either side, and then the dye of your choice for the 4 different colors, either ink sacs, cactus green, rose red, or dandelion yellow dye in the middle to craft your different colored drums, depending on the colored drum set of your choice you want to create. Now, the drum set recipe itself is as such. You take 2 cymbals, you put them in the top, put one in the top left corner, put one right next to it. Right next to that, you place a cymbal mount. Then right underneath the top left cornered cymbal, you put the other cymbal mount. And then on every other square left in the crafting grid, you put whatever color drum set thing you made, and it will pop out one of these. one of these things that look like that. And that one would create the black one, obviously. Alright, and now you can't play them, obviously. Look, you can't click them. You can't click them. Because you need... What do you need with the drums? You need the drumsticks, right? Of course. Whoa, I am just... Sorry, my computer was doing freaky things. It was weird. Alright, so you need drumsticks, obviously. So let's open up the drumsticks. It's very simple. Here's your crafting grid border here, just so you guys don't get confused. You take one stick on the very left, and then one right in the middle. You get yourself a pair of drumsticks. You take these drumsticks, you hold them in your hands. That looks a little weird. Alright, and then you right-click, and boom, you got your drums. You can even play them with the keyboard. It doesn't look like... no, there they are. So yeah, but let's do it with this. Here's the kickstand, the tom 1, 2, 3, your snare, your hi-hat, your HH open, crash, splash, ride. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having fun. Alright, so that is your drum sets. By far my favorite part because I like drums a lot. And now, and I'm gonna warn you, they said the guitar part of this mod is very hard. Especially if you don't know how to play a guitar. He said if you already know how to play a guitar, it's gonna be, I wouldn't say easy, but it will make yourself harder. Now there are 5 different color guitars in this mod: black, green, red, yellow, or red, blue, and yellow. And then there is also a bass guitar, which has a crafting recipe all its own. Now there is a bunch of different components to this guitar to make it work right. So first thing you need is well, you're gonna need a guitar stand regardless. So you take 5 cast iron, you put 2, or put 1 in the middle, 1 right underneath that, and then 3 in a row on the right hand side, and it creates your guitar stand. You will need a guitar stand for every single one of these. However, the bass has its own special stand, so it has its own special recipe, which I will be showing you. Wait, does it have its own special recipe? No, it doesn't. Never mind. I lied. It does not have its own special recipe. Derp. Alright, so now, for the guitar, you will need peg heads for the guitar, and that's basically, you create the peg heads. I'll show you how to do that for that. Over there, you also need your guitar. So now you need a guitar headstock. So to make the guitar headstock, you do this in your crafting grid. You put 3 wooden blocks down the middle, 2 ink sets on either side of the middle wooden block, and then fill the rest of the crafting grid of the 4 corners with 4 peg heads, and it comes with your peg head. However, also, this says black guitar peg head. The ink sac here that I'm showing you the recipe for, replace that with any of the other colored dyes that represent the color guitar that you choose. So like if you wanted a green one, you would choose the cactus green dye. For this one you would use lapis lazuli. For this one you would use red, and then this one the yellow dye, and then obviously the black is the ink sac. I just picked the black one just because I don't know, I just picked a random one. Alright, now, after you do that, you need to create a guitar neck. It's very simple, very cheap crafting recipe. You need to craft yourself 3 string. You put them in a row like this, down the middle, and then down the other sides, 6 wooden planks. You come with the guitar neck, and I want to see what that looks like. It looks like a Minecraft thing. And then you need to make the guitar body. Now this is the black guitar body, so these, you take the ink sacs and or the colored dye you want for the different colored guitar. You put them in the 2 bottom corners, then you put a wood plank in the middle, 2 more wood planks above each ink sac, and then a iron ingot in the middle and a bone meal on top of that ingot, and it creates the guitar body. And then that's what it looks like in your hand. And then, just like everything else, in order to put this all together and place it, you have to open it up, and here's your crafting grid border. You take your headstock, you put it on top of the string, blah 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 blah. I'm sorry, it's late. You take your guitar headstock, You put it in the top left corner. Underneath that, you put your guitar neck, and underneath that, you put your black guitar body, and then right next to that, you put the guitar stand, and it pops out black guitar with stand, and that is when you can place it and play it. Alright, now moving on to the bass. So the bass, you do not need to craft a neck for the bass, because the guitar neck is going to be used in the final crafting recipe. So you basically just need to create the body and the headstock. So the headstock is as such. You take two black ink sacks, and no, there is no other color other than the color base that they have for some reason. I don't know. You take your 2 black ink sacks, you put them in this area right here, in these 2 parts, the one in the bottom right corner and one above it. Right next to those, you put 2 wooden planks, and then you kind of wrap around in this upside down L shape for the peg heads, and you get yourself the bass headstock. And then the body is a piece of iron in the middle, above that a lapis lazuli die, and then you have an L next to the lapis and the iron, an L shape with 4 wood planks, 2 more wood planks next to that, and then underneath those wood planks an ink sac, and it creates the bass body. And then you have your bass, which is put together in the exact same fashion as the guitar. You need to get yourself a guitar neck and a guitar stand, and then take your bass parts and put it together and make a bass, and then place it, and then play it. Whew! Alright, now finally, we will move on to playing it, and I'm going to choose green, because as you can tell, I love me some green. Alright, so, boom, I got a guitar in my hand right now. You can't really see it very well. Alright, so then, now in order to play the guitar, you open the GUI with, you guessed it, letter G, and boom, you have a GUI guitar. And, hold on, let me walk away from this real quick. I'm going to walk over here and play this before I do anything. Alright, so you hit G, like you can. And then you can toggle your strings for some reason. I don't know what it's exactly for, because I don't know how to play guitar. He said it was kind of complicated, but... So it sounds like it's an acoustic guitar, even though it looks like an electric one. And then once again, you can play it with the keyboard if you want to. But yeah, it looks like it looks like you have to toggle the strings in order to play. These are the lower notes, and then you toggle it again to create some of the higher notes. And then we're gonna move on to the. Actually, hold on. Let me show you what I look like with the guitar in my hand. Boom, boom, and let me turn to a place, and that is what you basically look like with the guitar when you hold it. It's kind of cool. I wish it would put wrong button. I wish it would put you in a position, but whatever. All right, and then you take the bass. The bass is played in a similar fashion. However, the GUI for a bass to open it up is B, and then there's the bass, and it only has 1 page of strings. Now, there's one other way you can play guitars. You can do a what's called a distortion effect, and it is very simple and very easy. You need to craft yourself an amp or an amplifier for those who want, full terminology here. So you simply do take 3 cast irons, put them on the bottom. Then put 2 more in the top 2 corners. In between those, put a glowstone. Underneath that, put a redstone directly in the middle of the crafting grid, and then on either side, put 2 ink sacs. Then you get yourself the amp, and that's what it looks like. Your crafting grid, it basically looks like you're holding a block. And then you come over here, you right-click it, the light turns it on, you come and you grab a guitar, and you have to be within 4 blocks of it in order for the distortion to take effect. You open it up, and that's when it becomes an electric guitar, baby. And then if you move 4 blocks away, back to acoustic. Alright, well guys, it's probably been a long video. I think I'm pushing like probably about 40 minutes like the last one, and I know that some people don't like watching long videos like this, but you know, the mod creators really appreciate it when you really go into in-depth detail and explain how their mod is used in detail. I know from personal experience that the mod creators appreciate it because they've told me as such. It's the reason why some of my videos get featured on either the Planet Minecraft page or the Minecraft forum page, which is how I'm sure anybody who's watching just my modding videos or even watching this modding video probably found my channel, which is great. You know, I got 100 subscribers from it, and I'm sure a couple of my other videos too. Once again, I want to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I did make a video about it and posted a few days ago, but you know, I figured I'd thank you guys again because I love you guys so much. Now, for the final treat of this video, I did promise you I would check what this thing looks like in a different texture pack. So we're going to open up Sphax now. And it takes a while for Sphax to load because it is a 128 by 128 texture pack, because I got the good one. So we're going to see if this mod even supports a texture pack, excuse me, in the first place. And it doesn't look like anything changed. Nope, nothing changed, which kind of sucks. I would say the good thing about it is that a lot of the colors are already very smooth on these things, so it definitely kind of still fits, at least with Sphax anyway. I probably wouldn't fit with some other texture packs. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's been basically music in Minecraft MusicCraft. He's gonna kill me. This guy is gonna hate me. MusicCraft by KTOS94. This bunch of terrible branding, dude. Terrible branding. KTOS94852. Whew, that's a mouthful of a name. I guess so is SnakeMCGaming. Oh well, anyway, that's been this video. That's been It's Modding Time. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please click that like button. Mash it. Break your finger on it if you have to. I don't really care. Okay, I do care. Don't break your finger because I don't need your parents suing me or anything. But do click the like button. Post a comment if you like this mod. Tell me how you like it. Tell me if you've composed anything. If you do a video of this mod, and maybe make a video, or if you compose some sort of musical thing, I will link that in the description and in a little small annotation at the end of this video as well. If you guys send that to me, or if you want to post it as a video response, I will approve it. So yeah, I guess that's it. Alright, I will see you guys next time, and have a great night, day, morning, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. Alright, I'm gone. Peace out.